I know that, right?
I hate the Bills.
Think early Josh Allen era, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I didn't realize she gave a thumbs down.
Yeah.
You're a big Bills fan. I know that,
I
right?
hate the Bills.
Think early Josh Allen era, the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, so Bills Mafia.
That thumbs down just cost Caitlin Clark thousands of fans. And the response from Bills Mafia was immediate, brutal, and completely predictable. Because when you're the face of the WNBA and you casually dismiss one of the NFL's most passionate fan bases on a podcast with millions of listeners, there are consequences, real measurable consequences, that we're going to break down.
You guys know I cover the NFL, college football, and of course, over on this channel, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever and some other WNBA odds and ends, like the CBA. Needless to say, more is coming out from the Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, New Heights podcast, and Caitlin Clark is a huge NFL fan.
Let's establish the context here. This is the New Heights podcast, hosted by Travis and Jason Kelce, one of the biggest sports podcasts in America. Caitlin Clark appears as a guest. They're talking NFL playoffs, and she's asked about her favorite teams. Now remember, Clark is a known Kansas City Chiefs fan. Patrick Mahomes is her quarterback. The Chiefs are her team, so when the Kelce brothers bring up other playoff contenders, she's not exactly going to be diplomatic about Kansas City's rivals.
She knows a little ball. Talking up Drake May, my boy Drake May with the Patriots, who I think should win the Most Valuable Player Award. The actual NFL MVP, yeah, he's had that kind of, he literally did something last weekend Tom Brady never even did. He threw 5 touchdowns, went for 256, and had like a 85 or 90% completion percentage in a game. I mean, that's nuts. That's bonkers. We'll get to her Bills comments, and Bills fans, Bills Mafia is getting loud on this.
Watch this progression carefully. First, she talks up Drake May and the Patriots. She's complimentary, enthusiastic even, calls his performance incredible, mentions specific stats from last weekend: 5 touchdowns, 256 yards, completion percentage in the mid-80s. She did her homework. This is a genuine football fan talking ball with other football fans. The energy is positive. The conversation flows naturally. Nothing controversial yet.
Okay. And then it came to the Bills.
Buffalo Bills. Yeah.
You're a big Bills fan. I know that,
I
right?
hate the Bills.
Think early Josh Allen era, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I didn't realize she gave a thumbs down.
Yeah.
You're a big Bills fan. I know that,
I
right?
hate the Bills.
Think early Josh Allen era, the Buffalo Bills.
And then came the Buffalo Bills question. The immediate thumbs down, the dismissive tone, the clear signal that she wants nothing to do with Josh Allen or his team. Now, here's what makes this significant. The Chiefs and Bills have become one of the defining rivalries of the current NFL era. They've met in the playoffs multiple times. Every game is competitive, physical, emotionally charged. Chiefs fans and Bills fans genuinely dislike each other. This isn't casual sports banter. This is real rivalry tension. But here's where Caitlin Clark may have miscalculated. Bills Mafia isn't just another fan base. They're arguably the most loyal, most passionate, most online fan base in professional football. They donate hundreds of thousands to charity in players' names. They jump through tables in parking lots. They show up in blizzards. And when someone disrespects their team on a major platform, they mobilize.
Bills Mafia heard that. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. And they went on the attack. Nobody cares about her opinion, and why does anybody tune into this show? These two clowns who she looked like Kermit. He didn't make the playoffs this year. Man, ugly bimbo, I told you. Bills Mafia, it was going to get ugly. It was going to get ugly. That's why she'll never be pretty. Wow, guys, we're getting low. We're getting low. Come on, guys. Really? Well, there goes my desire to watch her play. Thumbs down. She's got as many rings as the Bills, too.
The response was swift, and it was ugly. Comments flooded in within hours of the podcast dropping. Some were relatively tame sports trash talk. Others crossed lines that shouldn't be crossed. We're talking personal attacks on her appearance, comparisons to Leah Thomas, the transgender swimmer who competed against women at Penn, attacks calling her an ugly bimbo, comments saying she's dead to them now, that they'll never watch her play again. The contrast here is striking. These are the same fans who might have been casually supportive of women's basketball, might have tuned in to watch Clark play, might have been part of the audience that helped the WNBA set viewership records, and with one thumbs down gesture, she turned thousands of potential supporters into active critics.
Wow. Leah Thomas's brothers should not be on a podcast. Come on. Who is Leah Thomas? The dude that was swimming against women at Penn University. We covered that a lot on Black and White Sports. Transgender dude. Did we really have to go there? Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Angel Reese would never. Yikes. Damn, instantly just lost hella supporters. Laugh out loud, too funny.
Now, let's talk about the specific comments because they reveal something important about how fan-based dynamics work in social media era sports. The top responses weren't reasoned arguments about why the Bills are better than the Chiefs. They were emotional, personal, often vicious attacks. Nobody cares about her opinion. She looks like Kermit. That ugly bimbo. She'll never be pretty. There goes my desire to watch her play. These aren't casual fans expressing mild disappointment. These are people who felt genuinely offended, disrespected, and they responded by attacking her credibility, her appearance, her value as an athlete. One commenter wrote that Angel Reese is officially better now. Another said Paige Bueckers and Angel Reese are both superior players. The basketball analysis went out the window. This became personal.
You guys know she roots for the Chiefs. You thought she was going to be a Bills fan? I can name at least 5 players in the WNBA that are better than her. Oh, boy. Well, now I hate Caitlin. Thumbs down. Angel Reese is officially better. This guy says, still better than Angel Reese. That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, she's dead to me. Absolutely hate her now. Wow. Wow. Ball knower. Man, I got to tell you. Oh, boy. Damn. Not my goat, CC.
The Leah Thomas comparison is particularly telling. For those unfamiliar, Leah Thomas is the transgender swimmer who competed on the University of Pennsylvania women's swim team and became the center of a massive controversy about fairness in women's sports. The comparison being made here is deliberate and cruel. They're questioning Clark's femininity, suggesting she's not a real woman, using one of the most divisive cultural flashpoints of the past few years as a weapon. That comment got significant engagement. People laughed, people agreed, people piled on. And this is where we see how quickly sports fandom can turn toxic when combined with cultural grievances and social media amplification.
Ruined my year. Boo, Caitlin, I used to like you. Not sure why people were upset and insulting her. She's a Chiefs fan, so it makes sense. That's what I just said. It checks. It totally checks, but boy, that don't keep nobody from getting ugly. Ugly B. Like what reason? KC owns Buffalo in the playoffs. Selfie greedy person. This is why Angel Reese is better. No, she's not. Now I hate Caitlin Clark. F Caitlin Clark, yikes. Bills fans are crying. Yeah. Paige and Angel are better than you. Jesus.
But not everyone went negative. Some Bills fans showed self-awareness about the situation. One commenter wrote, "Just wondering, did anybody think a Chiefs fan was going to like the Bills?" Another said, "Even that can't make me hate you, Clark. Still my chick. Go Bills." These are fans who recognize that expecting a Kansas City supporter to root for Buffalo was unrealistic from the start. The problem is, Those reasonable voices got drowned out by the vitriol. The algorithm rewards engagement, and anger drives engagement better than measured takes. So the personal attacks rose to the top, the reasonable responses got buried, and the narrative became Bills Mafia versus Caitlin Clark. This dynamic matters because Clark isn't just another athlete. She's the most recognizable face in women's basketball. She drove unprecedented viewership numbers for the WNBA in 20. Her rookie season averaged over 1 million viewers per game on multiple occasions. She's the player who brings casual fans to women's basketball. And casual fans are exactly the demographic that includes NFL supporters who might cross over to watch WNBA games.
Dude, God almighty, it's getting ugly. Boy, it is ugly, ugly. F off. Who the fuck does she like? F off, Caitlin. The Bills Mafia hates you too. Yikes. Yikes. Two guys that don't know ball no more and the most overrated white chick in the WNBA. Ooh. I had a feeling that was going to get real ugly. When I heard her say it, I was like, oh, Bills Mafia is not going to let that slide, Caitlin. At all. Yeah. I mean, it made sense. Again, she's...
Let's examine the business implications here because they're substantial. The WNBA is in a growth phase. The league just secured a new media rights deal worth approximately $200 million annually starting in Expansion teams are being added. Salaries are increasing. The entire economic model of the league depends on expanding the audience beyond the core basketball fan base. Cross-promotion with NFL audiences is a natural strategy. Football fans already watch sports. They already consume sports content. They already engage with athletes on social media. Converting even a small percentage of NFL fans into WNBA viewers would represent massive growth for the league. Caitlin Clark appearing on the New Heights podcast should have been a perfect opportunity for that cross-promotion. Instead, she alienated a significant portion of one of the NFL's largest fan bases. Bills fans are concentrated in upstate New York, but Bills Mafia extends nationwide. We're talking about millions of potential viewers who just got a reason to actively dislike the WNBA's biggest star.
And that fan base and that fan base absolutely loathe each other. So I was like, okay, this checks. I mean, I don't get, now, here's something Caitlin might want to know. Patriots fans absolutely hate the Chiefs. They hate the Chiefs. That's a thing, okay? Just throwing that out there. Because Chiefs fans want to claim that their run is Patriot-like. It's not. 6 rings, so, that's not a thing. That Mahomes is like Tom Brady. No, he's not. 6 rings. 7 if you count Tampa Bay. But who's counting? I wonder if Chiefs fans...
Now, here's where it gets more complex. The host of this video, the Black and White Sports channel, called this reaction before it happened. He says right at the beginning that he waited a day or so to let the response percolate because he knew Bills Mafia wouldn't love this. He predicted the backlash. He understood the dynamics at play. That suggests this wasn't some unpredictable social media explosion. This was a foreseeable consequence of dismissing a passionate fan base on a major platform, which raises the question, did Caitlin Clark understand what she was doing? Did her team prepare her for this appearance? Did anyone think through the potential downside of being openly dismissive toward Bills fans? Professional athletes get media training specifically to avoid these situations. You learn how to deflect difficult questions. You learn how to avoid alienating potential fans. You learn that every public statement can become a headline. Clark has been in the spotlight since her college days at Iowa. She's done hundreds of interviews. She knows how media works.
Well, her team's not in it anymore. So that leads us to comments she made about who she's rooting for right now. What NFL player looks like it just might be her favorite? I'm going to tell you, Caitlin Clark knows some ball. She knows a little ball. Talking up Drake May, my boy Drake May with the Patriots, who I think should win the Most Valuable Player award. The actual NFL MVP, yeah, he's had that kind of, he literally did something last weekend Tom Brady never even did.
The Drake May praise makes the Bills' dismissal even more interesting. Clark specifically calls out May's performance from the previous weekend. 5 touchdowns, 256 yards, completion percentage in the 80s or 90s. She mentions that he did something Tom Brady never accomplished. This is detailed, specific football analysis. She's not casually name-dropping. She's demonstrating genuine knowledge of the game. That level of engagement with the Patriots, a team that's not even in the playoffs, followed immediately by a thumbs down for the Bills, a legitimate Super Bowl contender, sends a clear message. This isn't about playoff performance or team quality. This is about rivalry. This is about Chiefs versus Bills. This is personal sports fandom overriding diplomatic public relations. And you know what? There's something refreshing about that authenticity. Athletes are so often coached to give bland, inoffensive answers that reveal nothing about their actual personalities. Clark gave a genuine reaction. She showed real emotion. She let people see that she's an actual fan with actual opinions, not just a corporate spokesperson reading talking points. The problem is authenticity has consequences, especially when you're the face of a league trying to grow its audience.
Oh, that's why the other girls hate her. Woo-wee. Just lost a lot of fans with that. The Mafia is everywhere. Of course, their fan base is called the Bills Mafia. Wow. This guy kept his perspective. That's okay. Even that can't make me hate you. Laugh out loud. Caitlin Clark, still my chick. Go Bills. Just wondering, did anybody think a Chiefs fan was going to like the Bills? No. I mean, I knew that wasn't going to happen. Honestly. Here we go. Nothing makes me happier than this dude not being a Bills fan.
The comment section reveals another layer to this story. Multiple people brought up Angel Reese, Clark's rival from their college days, and now her competitor in the WNBA. Angel Reese would never, one person wrote. Angel Reese is officially better, another claimed. This is Bills fans using the Clark-Reese rivalry as ammunition against Clark. That's strategic. They're not just attacking Clark directly. They're elevating her rival, weaponizing existing WNBA storylines to maximize the impact of their criticism. It's sophisticated fan warfare. They identified the pressure point, the comparison that would bother Clark supporters most, and they hammered it repeatedly. The fact that this tactic emerged organically from the comment section without any coordination demonstrates how savvy modern sports fans have become about narrative manipulation. They understand that elevating Reese hurts Clark more than direct insults because it attacks her status as the league's premier player.
Wow. Leah Thomas's brother should not be on a podcast. Come on. Who is Leah Thomas? The dude that was swimming against women at Penn University. We covered that a lot on Black and White Sports. Transgender dude. Did we really have to go there? Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Angel Reese would never. Yikes. Damn, instantly just lost hella supporters. Laugh out loud, too funny. Again, you guys know she roots for the Chiefs. You thought she was going to be a Bills fan? I can name at least 5 players in the WNBA that are better than her. Oh, boy. Well, now I hate Caitlin. Thumbs down. Angel Reese is officially better. This guy says still better than Angel Reese. That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, she's dead to me.
Let's address the gender dynamics here, because they're impossible to ignore. The insults directed at Clark's appearance, the attacks on her femininity, the comparisons to Leah Thomas, these aren't the kinds of comments male athletes ethically face when they dismiss rival teams. Josh Allen doesn't get called ugly when he trash talks the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes doesn't face questions about his gender when he celebrates beating Buffalo. This is the reality of being a high-profile woman athlete. You can't just be good at your sport. You can't just have opinions about other sports. Everything becomes entangled with your appearance, your femininity, your worthiness of attention and respect. The standard is different, and the consequences for stepping outside expected behavior are harsher. But here's the complicated part. Some of those harsh comments came from people who might have been supportive of women's basketball generally. They're not anti-WNBA trolls. They're Bills fans who felt disrespected and lashed out. The misogyny might be casual rather than ideological, which doesn't make it acceptable, but it does make it different from organized harassment campaigns. The question becomes, how does the WNBA navigate this? How does the league protect its players from gendered attacks while also allowing them to be authentic sports fans with real opinions? How do you grow the audience without requiring athletes to be bland and inoffensive at all times?
Hate her now. Wow. Wow. Ball knower. Man, I gotta tell you. Oh boy. Damn. Not my goat, CC. This honestly ruined my year. Boo, Caitlin, I used to like you. Not sure why people were upset and insulting her. She's a Chiefs fan, so it makes sense. That's what I just said. It checks. It totally checks. But boy, that don't keep nobody from getting ugly. Ugly B. Like what reason? KC owns Buffalo in the playoffs. Selfie greedy person. This is why Angel Reese is better. No, she's not. Now I hate Caitlin Clark. F Caitlin Clark, yikes. Bills fans are crying. Yeah. Paige and Angel are better than you. Jesus.
The video host makes an interesting observation about Chiefs fans and Patriots fans. He notes that Patriots fans absolutely hate the Chiefs because Chiefs fans want to claim their current run is Patriots-like. 6 rings for New England, 7 if you count Tom Brady's Tampa Bay championship. The Chiefs are working on their 3rd Super Bowl in the Mahomes era. It's not the same level of dynasty yet, but Chiefs fans are already making the comparison. That rivalry dynamic matters for understanding Clark's position. She's not just rooting for Kansas City. She's part of a fan base that's claiming elite status, that's arguing their team belongs in the conversation with the all-time greats. That creates tension with established powers like the Patriots and with current rivals like the Bills. When Clark dismisses Buffalo, she's not just expressing personal preference, she's participating in a larger narrative about which AFC team deserves respect, which quarterback is elite, which fan base has earned bragging rights. She's taking a side in an active, ongoing rivalry. And in doing so, she inherited all the baggage that comes with that rivalry.
Dude, God almighty, it's getting ugly. Boy, it is ugly, ugly. F off. Who the fuck does she like? F off, Caitlin. The Bills Mafia hates you too. Yikes. Yikes. 2 guys that don't know ball no more and the most overrated white chick in the WNBA. Ooh. I had a feeling that was going to get real ugly. When I heard her say it, I was like, oh, Bills Mafia is not going to let that slide, Caitlin. At all. Yeah. I mean, it made sense. Again, she's...
Here's what makes this particularly interesting from a media perspective. The New Heights podcast is massive. Travis and Jason Kelsey have built one of the most successful sports podcasts in the country. They get major guests, they drive conversation. An appearance on their show is valuable exposure for any athlete. Caitlin Clark appearing on New Heights should have been a win for everyone involved. The podcast gets the WNBA's biggest star. Clark gets exposure to millions of NFL fans. The WNBA gets cross-promotional value. It's supposed to be a straightforward positive. Instead, we got a viral moment that divided audiences, generated thousands of negative comments, and created a narrative about Clark being divisive or out of touch. That's not the outcome anyone wanted, but it's the outcome they got because authentic moments are unpredictable and social media amplifies conflict. The Kelsey brothers probably didn't anticipate this becoming controversial. They asked a simple question about playoff teams. They got an honest answer, and that honest answer exploded into a multi-day news cycle that overshadowed whatever else was discussed in the interview. This is the challenge of modern sports media. Every moment is clippable. Every reaction can go viral. Every opinion can become a controversy. Athletes have to navigate this landscape while also being interesting enough to justify media appearances. It's a nearly impossible balance.
And that fan base and that fan base absolutely loathe each other. So I was like, okay, this checks. I mean, I don't get, now. Here's something Caitlin might want to know. Patriots fans absolutely hate the Chiefs. They hate the Chiefs. That's a thing, okay? Just throwing that out there. Because Chiefs fans want to claim that their run is Patriot-like. It's not. 6 rings, so, that's not a thing. That Mahomes is like Tom Brady. No, he's not. 6 rings. 7 if you count Tampa Bay. But who's counting? I wonder if Chiefs fans hate the Patriots. I bet they do. I think every franchise hates the Patriots, actually. Tell me what you think. Wow.
So where does this leave us? Caitlin Clark made Bills fans angry. Some of them said terrible things. Some of them claimed they'll never watch her play again. Some of them elevated Angel Reese specifically to undermine Clark's status. The response was disproportionate, often misogynistic, and revealed the ugliest aspects of online fan culture. But here's the reality: most of those Bills fans were never going to be consistent WNBA viewers anyway. The overlap between hardcore NFL fans and regular WNBA watchers is relatively small. The people who said they'll never watch Clark again probably weren't watching regularly in the first place. The actual business impact of this controversy is likely minimal. What matters more is the precedent it sets. If every time a WNBA player expresses an authentic opinion about sports, they face waves of personal attacks and coordinated harassment, that creates a chilling effect. Players learn to be bland. They give safe answers. They avoid saying anything that might alienate any potential fan segment. And the sport becomes less interesting as a result. The alternative is accepting that athletes are people with opinions, that those opinions will sometimes be divisive, and that controversy is part of building a compelling sports product. The NFL doesn't suffer because players trash-talk rivals. The NBA doesn't lose viewers when stars dismiss other teams. Rivalry and conflict drive engagement. They create storylines. They give fans reasons to care. Maybe the WNBA needs to embrace that dynamic instead of trying to avoid it. Maybe Caitlin Clark dismissing the Bills is actually good for the league, because it shows she's a real person with real opinions, not a corporate spokesperson. Maybe the controversy generates more attention than bland diplomacy ever would. The question is whether the league and its players are willing to accept the consequences that come with that approach. Because, as we've seen, those consequences can be harsh, personal, and deeply unpleasant. But they might also be necessary for growth. Bills Mafia will get over it. Chiefs fans will love Clark even more for standing by her team. And the rest of us will remember that she's not afraid to have an opinion, even when it costs her fans. In a league fighting for attention in a crowded sports landscape,